I have to give this little nugget of truth. If you have a book, you have a business. And you need to think about it in terms of business. So in business, one of the biggest things that you need is connections. You need to know people. You need to know where they fit. And so when you think about getting away from the algorithm, if you have connections, you can make this personal touch, hold a meeting, or have a little talk. Even if only 10 people come, you still have those 10. They may know somebody else. And you're getting a start. It's a start. People need to get to know you.
Welcome to the Minute Mastery Podcast, a conversational productivity and time management podcast where busy authors and entrepreneurs are inspired to create time for what truly matters. I'm your host, Ngozi Edema. I'm a time management coach, writer, and entrepreneur. Here, you are encouraged to turn your minutes into milestones and to create at least 1 hour a day working on your goals without feeling overwhelmed. When a child goes to school for the very first time, we often talk about how we feel. Mama's daycare was born from that quiet moment when Mama is suddenly left alone and her little helper is gone. In this story, we meet Nene, a bright, imaginative little girl who is excited to start kindergarten. But then she begins to worry. What will her mama do all day without her? So Nene does what children do best. She imagines a solution. She creates a daycare just for mama, right across the street from her school, filled with fun, comforting activities to keep mama happy until they are together again. This book is an invitation for parents and children to talk about separation, about worries, about change, and about how love doesn't disappear when routines change. Mama's Daycare helps spark imagination, build empathy, open gentle conversations about big transitions. It's a story for children starting school and for the mamas learning to let go. Just a little. I hope this book becomes a comforting read for your family during this season of change. Mama's Daycare is available in the Kindle store and on paperback cover. Starting something new can be confusing and overwhelming, and when you are done, the what next phase may be even more challenging to navigate. When I started writing, those were my concerns. I was worried about what I was doing, and I was also wondering about the what next phase. If you've ever wondered what it really takes to build not just a book, but a writing career, then you would love this conversation. I'm joined by someone whose work truly stands out in the publishing space. Lana McAra is an award-winning international best-selling author and ghostwriter of more than 50 books, with over 1 million copies sold. She's also the founder of Vendela Publishing and has spent over 2 decades helping writers not only to craft powerful stories, but to build sustainable long-term careers beyond just chasing algorithms. In today's conversation, we are going to look into what the writing landscape really looks like today, how to stand out in a crowded market space, what it actually takes to become a career author, and the publishing options authors should consider beyond just Amazon. This is a conversation every aspiring and emerging author needs to hear. So let's jump right in. You're welcome to the show, Lana.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here with you today.
Thank you. So, we are going to consider one of my favorite topics about writing and writing careers. Is there really a path for writing, to making writing a career that is profitable?
Yes, absolutely. There is. And you don't have to be a famous author, like Tom Clancy or Nicholas Sparks, to be successful. You can be successful. And of course, each of us has to determine what success means to us. But there are some qualities of career authors, and here are a few of them. Someone who has a burning desire to write, and they keep on writing. So every year they're writing something, and then they might produce a book, a series of articles or blog posts or whatever they write. But they write and they write and they write. It's a lifestyle. It's a writing lifestyle. And over time, they will build up a body of work, different things that they've written. And so people who have this burning desire, they have the capability of being a career author. Sometimes people will get a good idea. They write one book and they don't want to write anymore. Well, that would be more of a hobby, not a career. But if you have a career, if you have that burning in your heart, that would be the start of being a career author. Another piece to it is that your work is meaningful. It's meaningful. So whether you're writing fiction or nonfiction, whether you're writing training materials or something else, it's meaningful. So I know we've all picked up books maybe at the dollar store or someplace else and looked at it and put it down because it just didn't have any substance. It didn't have much to it that was felt important. So career authors realize that they need to put their heart and their self, like their values, their perspectives, and their learning, their wisdom goes into the book. And that makes it meaningful to certain readers. And those readers will begin to follow that author because they have the same values, the same perspectives, and they want more. So those are two qualifications for a career author. They keep writing and they have meaningful material that they're putting out.
Thank you. So for someone from the outside trying to go into writing and want to see what it's all about, can you paint a picture of what the writing landscape really looks like today to motivate this person to step in?
Yes, the writing landscape has changed so much. And with AI now, it's even different than it was. When I was first starting, there was no Amazon. And we had to go to a traditional publisher and present ourselves in the best way, because if a traditional publisher said no, you were never going to see them again. You had one chance. That was it. And then we went into Amazon. Well, Amazon opened up the doors for anyone. And at first, it was amazing. But then, and as we see now, the marketplace is so flooded. There's so many people. 2 million books are published every year on Amazon. How are you going to stand out among all the 2 million? And now we have AI. And Amazon publishes 1 million books per year that are written by AI. So what do we do? There are a couple of things that you can do. One of them is, again, put yourself in the book, your values, your perspectives, your heart, your pain, your challenges. Don't be afraid to put yourself into the book. It makes the book more magnetic. People will resonate with that and they'll want to read that because something in them, is being touched. But the other piece of it is not to focus totally on any of the online places, Amazon, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of those. Sure, we are there. I'm there. And I do know that our authors need to be there. But there's another piece to it, and that is get it into your own community. Start to meet people in person. Find out where you can do a little presentation, maybe a library event, or maybe a shop a restaurant or a bookstore would, oftentimes these restaurants might have an open mic where people come and play music, and they might give you 5 minutes on their mic to talk about your book, or maybe not even talk about your book, talk about some incident or some personal value that you have or some bit of wisdom that you learned. And then you can end the talk with, oh yeah, I have this book. And connect with people, get to know people, meet people. If there are any writing groups around, do some research, find writing groups, go in and meet other writers, because other writers have connections. They have connections. And if you get to know them, they may introduce you to someone. I got an introduction to a reporter at a local newspaper because I have a writing group, and I invited this person to come and speak to my writing group. And oh, by the way, he's a reporter. He's a reporter. So I didn't just have him. He gave me the information for the editor. So now when I have an event, I can send an email to the editor and they'll put it in the paper. So connections are huge. I think in any venture, especially in something that pertains to business, because, I have to give this little nugget of truth. If you have a book, you have a business. And you need to think about it in terms of business. So in business, one of the biggest things that you need is connections. You need to know people. You need to know where they fit. And so when you think about getting away from the algorithm, if you have connections, you can make this personal touch, hold a meeting, or have a little talk. Even if only 10 people come, you still have those 10. They may know somebody else. And you're getting a start. It's a start. People need to get to know you. I moved into this area where I am now in Florida. I moved here 4 years ago. And one of the first things I did was go find the writers groups, go get in with the writers. And I found out there's a lot of writers groups around here. I had no idea when I moved. But because I did that, one connection leads to another, and it has changed everything for me. And now, 4 years later, I have a solid footing in the community. People are asking me to speak at different things. And I've got so many wonderful friends that I've made in the writing community.
Thank you very much. So what does it actually take to become a career author? Earlier on, you said it's a business, and I agree, because in my community, I've just started out in a new community for midlife women who want to write a book. I also present to them that as authors, they become CEOs of their own writing journey. So their work is to bring in the different people together as their team to help them push their what will I call it? Their own whatever they are carrying forward, their book forward. So I see it as a business as well. But what does it actually take to become a career author?
What you're doing is beautiful. I love it.
Thank you.
I love midlife women who are writing. That is the best. They have so much wisdom to share.
They do.
Yeah. So what it takes to be a career author is a constant building of your work. You're building a life work. So you may put out a book every year, or maybe you might put out a book every 2 years. It really doesn't matter. Whatever works for you. People have schedules and jobs and all that. But you're continually creating these materials, the books especially. And so you start off, you have one book, and then a year or two later, another book and another book and another book. And now you have the ability to do what we call sell through. Sell through is when someone buys one of your books and they go back and look, what else do you have? And when they do that, they see 2, 4, 10 other titles. And so your one book has now sold how many books? If you don't have a body of work, then you're leaving sales on the table. They're not buying more. There's nothing more to buy. So as we build this body of work, we are building our career, but there's another piece to it as well. When you have a book launch, what are you doing? You're talking to people. You might be holding events. You might be putting out something to the newspaper. You have all this publicity. And of course, don't forget social media posts and all that. And every book puts you back in the public eye. So if you have a book every 2 years, there's a campaign. People see you again. Oh, there she is again, another book. Oh, there she is again, another book. And you're building a reputation in this space. You are a career author, and people begin to take you more seriously. And so it's all about stability, consistency. You're putting out book after book. They're all heartfelt. They're all appropriate and meaningful. And you get that reputation. Oh, this person knows what they're talking about. They have something good to share. And so your reputation, and can I say the word? Your brand, your brand is growing, and it's getting stabilized and solidified and known. And so your career is something that you can actually make with your two hands, your own two hands, yourself. And you don't have to depend on someone else to do anything. I mean, you're going to have editors and all that, but you're not asking anyone's permission. You're doing it. You're creating your career life for yourself. And I think that is beautiful, especially for women.
Thank you. So I'm becoming very regular on Threads now, and I saw one woman. She was lamenting how she has been rejected again by a traditional publishing house, and she's just devastated. In terms of publishing, I know traditional publishers are a business, and they have the right to decide what book they are going to accept and which one they are not going to accept. And I don't have anything against them. But in terms of publishing, what do you suggest? What will you advise someone like that who has faced several rejections from traditional publishers?
There's several things you can do. And traditional publishers, they want a certain quality of book, but they're also looking for big social media, big mailing list, speaking engagements. Basically, they want a celebrity. And if, regular people like us, we don't have much chance to get through that. And that rejection is not personal because it has to do with things that aren't even a part of who you are. I mean, your social media list is not who you are. No. It has nothing to do with that or the quality of your work. So there are some other options. There's a hybrid option where you pay and the publisher acts like a traditional publisher, but they need money. And usually it's quite a bit of money. So if you have funds and you can do that, I've done 3 different traditional publishers. I didn't really care for them because they did no marketing. When the book was done, they would give you a beautiful book, but that's it. Have a nice life. Bye. And I got very frustrated at that because, they might put it on their website, but who's looking at their website? Not many people. So, There are assisted self-publishing companies where you can hire someone to give you the best cover and put your book up on Amazon with all the right keywords and categories and all of that. You can do that. And that is good. It does work to a degree, but if you do that, you're stuck to the algorithm. You're stuck to the algorithm. And in my experience, it's better to get off the algorithm, go into the community and meet people. But if your books are only on Amazon, you go into a bookstore and they say, we're not doing any Amazon books. Now they may take one book and say, we'll sell it on consignment. So when you sell it, come back and we'll give you a little bit of money, not much, a little bit of money for your one book. But some bookstores won't even do that because Amazon is their competition.
Yeah.
Amazon put a lot of bookstores out of business. So they don't want that. So I created a different model where we are a traditional publisher, but we don't require all that social media. We don't require all that mailing list. We just want one thing, a good book.
Yeah.
We want a good book. But where most people, most publishers, traditional publishers, I call it one and done.
Yes.
You send it one time, you're done. No more chances. But we will look at the book and we will give a report on it, make suggestions of how to make it better, and then do another look when the changes come back. And we work with authors. So we want to develop career authors. That's our goal. And so that is a different model. And, I found out recently, like within the last 2 weeks, that there's another publisher out there doing the same thing that we're doing. And I went and I looked them up and they don't have any submission place on their website. Most publishers have a link. Click here to submit or guidelines or something. They had nothing. And so I did some research and I found out that one of the major publishers, one of the big five, in New York, one of them, has started a new model where the author has a lot of creative control. They get almost all of their royalties, not quite all, but they're only opening that publishing company is only opening to specific big name celebrities. So they're doing a model, they're testing it and they want to see if a big name author comes in with this model, what it would look like, or, a sports star or something like that. And I thought, you know what? There's something out there. We're doing it already for regular people, regular writers, and the big names are checking into doing it. So I think it's a sign that authors are getting more power and we're getting serious about our rights because the publishing company that I work with doesn't keep any rights and we take no royalties. The authors get all their royalties. So it's a new model. I'm excited. I'm excited about it. Yeah. There may be an answer for us.
I am looking forward to understanding that new model. It's sounding exciting. Sound like something that I would want myself. So, from your experience, because you've dealt with this many times, what does an aspiring author need to succeed?
They need a feeling of a calling. It has to come from their heart. It has to be inside of them. I have seen so many new authors think, I'm going to get rich. I'm going to make a big name. And that's outside. That's outside motivation. And I know we're laughing because we don't see that.
No.
We don't see people getting rich or having a big name. But what keeps the author going is there's something in my heart that keeps telling me, I need to do this. I need to express myself. I need to put these truths out there and share wisdom and tell stories. And it comes from the inside of the person, because writing is not easy. It's difficult. It's challenging. And if you don't have that burning inside of you, then it's so easy to say, oh, it's too hard. I'm just going to stop. I'm not even going to finish this. But if you have that motivation from inside, when it gets hard, you might take a little break, like go out for a walk, but you're going to come back and you're going to get back to it because your heart won't let you stop. It is inside of you. And I think that makes all the difference in the world to people who keep going and people who just stop after a while. It's not easy.
So where can this audience find you, and what do they hope to get if they come to you?
Well, you can find me at 2 links, lanamcara.com. And Lana is Lana. McAra is MCARA.com. That's my personal website. It has more about what I do and my books and my speaking. And then Vendela Publishing is a publishing company. V as in Victor, ENDELA publishing.com.
Thank you. So we'll put the links to those two in this episode show notes. And thank you very much for coming to the show.
So happy to be with you today. Thank you.
Thank you. So this is a conversation every aspiring and emerging author needs to hear. And like I said earlier on, this is one of my favorite topics to discuss. And it was a powerful conversation with Lana in this episode. If there's one thing to take away from today, it's this. Writing a book is one step, but building a writing career requires intention, strategy, and support. And that's exactly why I created a midlife book launch lab, a community designed to help midlife women finally move from one day to done and become published authors in 90 days with structure, accountability, and guidance. So if you've been sitting on your story, wondering where to start and how to finish, this is your invitation to come join us in the community. You don't have to do it alone. And if you've enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe, share it with another aspiring author, and leave us a review. It helps more people to find this show and start their own author journey. Also, check out the links in this episode show notes. I am cheering you every step of the way because you've got this.